Dio mi parla nel sonno, mi dice scusi quanto state, ho il permesso di soggiorno.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello everybody, Ernie Johnson here for 2K Sports alongside Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Just a few games left before the NBA playoffs and the final seeding starting to lock in. And tonight our broadcast will be shifting to Minneapolis, where we'll see the Timberwolves going up against the Denver Nuggets. For the Nuggets, these guys are playing good basketball with 7 wins in their last 10 games, and they like their chances tonight. With the regular season starting to wind down, Kenny, if you're a team that's put up a good fight, but now it's obvious you won't make the playoffs, what's your strategy the last few games?
Well, you're trying to get better for next year. You want to improve. Every day you're on the court, you want to improve. But you also want to put a good product on for the fans. So you want to have the fans believing next year could be your year as well.
Well, I'm not as nice as Kenny. I want to win now. So the first thing I would do, I got to evaluate the coaching staff. And then I got to decide which players I want back. We're not making the playoffs. Well, I'm not paying any people.
Wow. That'll do it. Both teams ready for tip. We send it to Kevin Harlan and the crew.
K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Clouds passing high over the 10th Avenue Bridge and the Mississippi River here in Minneapolis. A gorgeous scene. Welcome everyone to the Target Center in downtown Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's the home of the Timberwolves, where we're broadcasting from live today. I'd like to welcome you to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. And also joining us on the sidelines, the league's most valuable player in 2004, Kevin Garnett. KG, it is great to have you with us.
Okay, how you been, man? It's good to see you,
Waiting for you to sit right here next to us. That's what I've been waiting
man,
for.
Thank you for having me, man. It's always a pleasure to see you.
Can't wait to get inside your impressions of this game. It'll be a lot of fun. Timberwolves hoping to give a strong showing here for their home crowd. They can secure their spot in the postseason with the victory here.
And I think for the Timberwolves, they've started the season on a high note. We thought it may take a while for them to kind of find their groove, but it doesn't look like they're going anywhere here or any concerns about growing pains.
Yeah, I think that growing process has already taken place. This is a team that already knows what its identity is and where its strengths lie.
And let's go straight over to David Aldridge for a report before the tip-off. Hey, Dave.
Hello, Kevin. Well, Blazers head coach Terry Stotts is one of the more respected offensive minds in the game. He said, I like to give our players freedom to read the defense and make plays. I like philosophically that I don't know who's going to get the shot. That's going to cause a problem for the defense. Keep them guessing, Kevin.
And as always, thanks, DA. That kind of unpredictability helps in some settings, can cause many matchup problems for the D. Hey, Kevin, when you play with Andrew Wiggins, you saw firsthand just how explosive he can be. What impresses you most about where he is right now and where he could go?
Man, Andrew's potential is through the roof. I've told him this countless times that when he wants to, he can. There's nothing that he can't do. It's just about his consistency and how he sees that, man. I told him, man, the world is his. I've yet to see a player in our league that has the athletic ability that he has, mixed with the IQ and being able to be players on both sides of the ball if he wants to. This kid is super long, he's fast, he's deceptionally fast. Like, I don't think people know how fast he really is. Great shooter, has a great IQ, not a good IQ, a great IQ. I told him, man, I would like to see him with a little more oomph in his step. But if you know Drew, he's laid back. He's super cool. He's smooth with it. And his game reminds you of Steve Smith. And when Smitty used to, rock people to sleep, he has a very good patience to his game.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. Taking a look at the Nuggets. Down low, it's Millsap and Jokic. Dorian Harris in the backcourt, and it's Covington in at the small forward. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. And just about a minute into the first quarter. Murray kicks to Millsap. Jokic inside. Towns on him. Here's Millsap, and Millsap slams it in.
And not the prototype power forward, but he has tremendous athletic ability.
Minnesota with the ball. And Kevin, do you think you gravitate towards those young players because you were in their shoes at one time as a very, very young player in this league?
A little bit, but more importantly, I see it. I see it in him. I see it that if he pushed through a little bit, and
you spot it.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Because you know what you see in young talent, you see it when it's there. When it's right in your face, like, holy, here, go get a rebound, put it back, dunk the ball, steal it, dunk it, come back down, and then be like, You know, I often wonder how much Drew is actually stimulated. You know, he gets bored very easily, but when he turns it on, he is one of the best. He's going to be one of the best in our league to come.
Now here's Wiggins, following the miss by Jokic.
Well, the quickness to beat you inside, Wiggins possesses that in spades.
Minnesota shooting their first shots of the night from the charity stripe. And the first one drops.
Well, getting to the line at will nowadays. Wiggins wanting to improve his free throw percentage.
And both free throws good for Wiggins. The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Kevin, one of the biggest moments of your career, the 2008 championship with the Boston Celtics. Talk about the camaraderie among that group of players.
You know, Kev, I can tell right away that we had something special getting together right in September, right before the year started. We started working out together. We started sharing concepts and how we saw the game. Right away, I can tell that the appetite was there. 1 through 15 guys. It's very rare that you're able to get that many guys in that early. As soon as Danny, signed guys, we were in, we were lifting, we was just, around each other, understanding each other, playing a lot. We was playing a lot. Then, fortunately, we was able to go off to Rome that year. Rome was a good distraction for us because we had to lean on one another.
To bond a little bit.
Seriously, because, none of us spoke Italian. If we wanted to go somewhere, we was always 3-4 deep, and no one was asking and no one was telling us to be with each other. We were just naturally being with each other so much that whenever you saw us to the restaurants, 9, 10 of us, that carried over to practice. Then we got 2 teams that are very competitive. Doc's letting us be who we want to be, and he's letting us play with passion, and our practices are over the top, aggressive, and to the point where it's too competitive to where he has to come in and separates us and, take the balls and cut the lights out and get us out of here.
Yeah.
To the point where he just lets us go. Now we start bringing concepts to him. He started trusting our IQs. Now we start putting a couple of things on defense. Thibodeau's in there. He's implementing stuff. When this flow is going like this, you don't know that you're going to win it all, but you know you're on the waves of something special. And that's how that felt.
And Kevin, your last couple years, you got to mentor some young players. Karl Anthony Towns comes to mind. How good do you think he can be?
The cat is the next. He is what I call the next of the next. Yes, he has the pedigree. He has the work ethic. He has the IQ. Most importantly, the desire. When you talk about players being better, I always like to think about if players know history. He understands history. He's been here before. You follow him through his high school years. He's always wanted to be an anchor. He's always wanted to be a very informative person. He looks for knowledge. He seeks a lot of knowledge. He wants to know what he's up against as far as history. Who am I chasing? What's his number? How many rebounds did he get? What did he do his rookie year? That's what's driving him.
And Kev, you think of the great ones. You, Kobe, Jordan. Timmy, yeah, how about him? They worked harder than anybody else, Kevin.
And what you learn is that the similarity or the parallel that you all have is our inner animal that you never speak about. You know, we're all a little off. We're all a little dark, but that's what pushes you through pain. That's what pushes you through tough moments. When someone says you can't, when someone says this is not possible, this is unreal, no one's ever done it, that's the moment you're looking for. The moment someone told Kobe that he couldn't get over 50, 60, something Jordan couldn't do, he was driven in that. And if Phil wouldn't have stopped him, he probably would have reached 100 points.
He probably would have, yeah.
You know, he did Will Chamberlain a favor. And that's just real. He was in that type of mode. We all share that passion. We all share that drive. And the ones that have that inner darkness, we all understand.
It's like a split personality, huh?
It's almost like another level.
Yeah. The Nuggets trail. Outside Millsap. We've got 1:18 left to play in the first quarter. Millsap a screen on Teague. Here's Murray. Takes it off the glass. Murray's got his second basket of the night.
And that was a rock of a screen there set by Millsap.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout, coming into this having notched a win against the Rockets in their last game.
I tell you what, how efficient they were at scoring the basketball, especially for an away game, that was impressive.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever easy playing on the road, obviously, but that night they were really in rhythm, shot the ball with such ease and confidence.
Whole new look on the floor for Minnesota. Teletovic, the screen. Crawford kicks to Muhammad. Some solid defense from Fareed.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Nelson dishes to Fareed, and it's slammed in by Fareed.
I'll tell you guys, what a delivery on that lead pass. He puts it right where his teammate can go get it.
Clock management, this is where they can get a 2-for-1.
And Kevin, every opportunity counts.
That'll be Minnesota as it goes out of bounds. Timberwolves retain possession.
And defensively, great anticipation, making a play there on the ball.
Well, superb awareness, Greg, right? Not allowing them to get comfortable running their offense, being super aggressive.
Now here's Muhammad. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Rockets in Houston. Clock at 4 over Sampolosha, and the shot no good, a bit short. Now here is Nelson. Fareed a screen on Jones. Here's Nelson. An easy layup after coming off the pick.
Boy, he's able to get to the hoop, Kev, because of that great solid screen.
It's tipped. Out of bounds, Timberwolves ball as Minnesota keeps possession.
Extremely fortunate they didn't lose the ball there.
Teletovic, the screen. Jones for 3. And that concludes the first quarter of play. The Nuggets on top, up 4. And we'll get it going after this from the Target Center. And a guy who seems to improve every season, Jimmy Butler. He spoke with us about one of his biggest surprises.
It's crazy because I've never thought that anybody would be preparing to guard me night in and night out. But they do. I have to learn to cope with that and still find a way to be successful on both ends of the floor. And it's a learning curve for me also, but I'm figuring it out.
And hard to doubt the dedication of Jimmy Butler. He's found a way to overcome obstacles at each important point along the way.
You know, he's a self-made player, and if Butler can stay healthy, boy, the sky's the limit.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And when you consider how Denver is doing, guys, what are your thoughts?
Tough defense throughout that first period, and it's really paying dividends.
Well, I think there's a level of physicality with them right now and not allowing the opponent to feel comfortable getting into their heads just a bit.
Ahmed is out there with Mirza Teletovic. Then it's Jones. Then it's Crawford. And it's Jang in at the 5 down low.
2 shots.
That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Timberwolves. And the first one at the line is good. Kevin, of all the people you've faced, who is the toughest guy for you to score against down low? Let's pick that geography. Who is the toughest to score against down there?
Listen, I know a lot of people. I've always said Rasheed Wallace. I've always said Tim Duncan. They're probably the two that brought a different level of play out of me. But shout out to Cliff Robinson, man. Cliff Robinson, I don't know if people know this, but Cliff Robinson, man. Cliff Robinson was one of the better defenders in the post. He was very strong. He was very long. He didn't go for any counters. He was very disciplined. He was well prepared because he was a veteran. The refs let him get away with a lot. Touching and grabbing. He knew when to be physical in some positions. He knew to do what we call work early. He would meet you at the three-point line, and he would be fighting you, and you would post up probably like a step outside the three-point line. He was really good at some of his techniques and how he was able to control the post. After Cliff left the game, I watched a lot of his tape, and I took a lot of his
no kidding.
I had to, because it was so effective against me that I was able to use it against other post players on the defensive end.
I never knew that story.
Dennis Rodman was another guy I watched a lot. Akeem Olajuwon I watched a lot, because these guys were laterally very similar to my makeup. Akeem Olajuwon was long. He was able to laterally move with you. I was laterally able to move with guards, able to laterally to slide with some of the forwards and some of the more laterally gifted power forwards. And with that, able to get my feet together, being able to block shots, challenge the rim, stuff like that. Things that, if you're going to get better at something, you got to go and reach and find the greatness that did it before you and take it, and then I was able to apply it when I did those things.
The Timberwolves shooting their third free throw shot of the game.
And typically a strength of theirs, 79% on the season.
A different look for Denver. Malik Beasley comes in for Barton. And Emmanuel Mudiay subbed in for Nelson.
And Kevin, for a guy as powerful as Muhammad, you'd like to see him get to the free throw line a whole lot more than he does.
Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played so far. On the wing, Cephalosha. Beasley against Crawford. Here's Fareed.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. Timberwolves trail by 3. Crawford kicks to Jones. Teletovic setting the pick for Jones. Pass to Teletovic. Can't tie it up as that one misses. And for the Nuggets, their shooting has been fun to watch in this game. They're at 57%. And people may not know, KG, that you're not just a broadcaster for 2K, but you're a member of the 2K community.
Have you been keeping up with the community, man?
Oh, yeah, very much so.
Man, listen, shout out to all the 2K players out there. I'm Jizzle Lord. Y'all know what it is. I'm Jizzle Lord 5. Shout to my OBF team. Y'all know what it is. Shout to Dex. Shout to Bug. Shout to everybody out there playing.
Wow.
Right. We definitely.
Wow.
It's all good. You know, I'm OBF. I'm about the team. I'm gang. You know what it is. Jizzle Lord. Y'all holla at me. Y'all know what it is, 2K. Right.
Kevin, when you're talking about influences, you mentioned Chris Webber's name a lot.
Yeah, C-Web was kind of, he and Stacey Augman was at a time where I was trying to find myself as a player.
Search for a roadmap, maybe, who do I most resemble?
And not only that, but just some direction. At the time I was a big who had handles, and if you know anything about Southern coaches, they don't want their big handling the ball.
Yeah.
So you get the ball up to a guard or whatever. It wasn't until I got to Chicago to where the scouts or, people were able to see, like, wow, this big can actually handle the ball. He has handle a little bit. And then my high school coach would actually make me bring the ball up to show off and showcase it.
No kidding.
I hated it. I was like,
yeah,
oh, my God.
But look at what happened.
Bring the ball up.
And he knew that turning, I could handle it. And I was like, oh, my God, I hated this. And he knew I would go and dunk him on. I was like, man, I don't want to shoot. He was like, no, bring the ball up. Anyways.
Minnesota's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Butler kicks to Gibson. It's stolen by Moutier. Towns against Millsap. He dishes it to Covington. On the wing, Harris. Jokic inside, defended by Gibson. And the shot goes down.
Well, what a terrific option he is for them. Really puts a ton of stress on an opponent.
Teague, the pass to Butler. Wiggins outside. Again, Wiggins missing. The Nuggets leading by 4. Harris dishes to Millsap. And he could not get them one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one is on Towns.
And Paul Millsap, a very versatile player, can shoot from anywhere, defend multiple positions. This guy just does it all.
For Denver, they have made 2 of their previous 3 free throws in today's game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. That misses, so he splits the free throws.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
There's the feed to Towns. Offensive rebound, Gibson. And there it is for him. Gibson's got his second basket of the game.
Well, Taj Gibson has built his NBA game on his ability to rebound the basketball consistently. What a great nose for it he has.
Now here's Moutier. Jokic kicks to Covington. Back to Jokic. It's in. That's his 3rd field goal of the game. He's 3 for 5.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Great to have you with us, KG, and Lightning experience. Come back and join us sometime, okay?
Thank you, man. I appreciate it anytime.
You were terrific. You were terrific. You were great.
K-Hall, you always make me look good, man. Since 95, man. We've been doing this a long time, my dude.
Great to see you.
Thank you, dog.
And Doris, one of the things that really strikes me about KG, he's as smart as he is athletically gifted. What a treat to have him join us tonight.
Well, I'm in awe of his enthusiasm, and it's not just when he's talking, but when others are talking as well. There's so much life to the conversation. Everything he brought to the court for 21 years, he now brings to the booth.
Now, here's Moutier, following the miss by Andrew Wiggins. Moutier kicks to Millsap, down to 5 on the shot clock. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. Millsap's got the lead up to 7 now for Denver.
Boy, that's as wide open as you're going to get. The defense needs to lock in and be better than that. That's what you call working inside out. Drawing the defense in close, kicking it out for the open jump shot. Nice and easy.
And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Nuggets lead by 4. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Jimmy Butler. Jimmy, you have come a long way in this league. When you look at your career now versus when you came in, how different is it?
Much different. I think on the floor, I'm supposed to do a lot more on both ends of the floor. And off the floor, I think it's still the same. People recognize my hair.
Well, it is a unique style, Chippy. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Ernie Johnson joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports.
Been working out.
A pretty close game for the Nuggets throughout the first quarter. They did jump out to a lead in the opening period, but 4 points was the biggest it got. The second quarter was dead even in terms of their scoring output from both teams, and they still find themselves in a good position at the half. Kenny, your thoughts on the Nuggets' first half?
I was super impressed with their shot selection. I think that was part of the strategy coming in. They wanted to be patient with the basketball, move it around, and get high percentage looks. Obviously, that's going to be big.
Shaq, what you think about Minnesota?
The three-point shot has really, really helped them out. I don't always like to see teams around the three, but when it's dropping like that, I say roll with it. They keep setting good screens. Running these pick and rolls, they'll be tough to beat.
And that's all we can do for now. As the second half begins, we get you back to Kevin Harlan.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. Andrew Wiggins really making a difference here.
I mean, he was prolific in that first half. You know it's coming, but it's just so tough to stop.
And this is what he does, right, Greg? He's out there to score the basketball, and throughout that first half, he dominated.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. So for the Nuggets, their last game, a win against Los Angeles.
And guys, they just got so many good looks in that one, and the defense never able to affect their offensive rhythm.
Well, I think the defense from the other team was simply porous. There's no other way to put it. So many openings, and they made them pay for it.
Second half underway. Here's who Mike Malone's got on the floor. Murray and Harris in the backcourt. Down low, it's Millsap and Jokic. And it's Covington in at the 3 spot. Gibson the screen. And the foul called on Paul Millsap. That is his first foul of the game. Doris, so much offense is perimeter generated right now. What, if anything, could get us back to running more plays, say, through the post?
Do you think we could reinvent Hakeem Olajuwon or perhaps Patrick Ewing or
I
Bill
wish we
Russell?
could. I wish we could.
Because I know this.
Good point.
Every time I walk by a pickup game on the outside, you see guys sprinting to the three-point line and looking to be Steph Curry.
I know. Here's Murray. Jimmy Butler making his last shot. Millsap inside. Gibson on him. Shoots. There's the pass to Jokic. The putback, and it's Millsap with the extra effort. Millsap's got 7 points in the game.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Towns sets the pick for T. It doesn't go for him. Good defense by Jokic. Harris against Butler. Jokic kicks to Covington. Outside Millsap. That one misses. The Timberwolves go the other way with it.
Well, the struggles from the field continue for this guy. The way it's going, he shouldn't be more than a secondary option for them at this point.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Here's Murray following the basket by Andrew Wiggins. Millsap a screen on Teague. Here's Harris. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Here's Jokic. Gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5-for-8 clip.
Well, I'll tell you, he's been a go-to guy for them as they've taken this lead, and he keeps coming.
Minnesota calls timeout and going against Denver, their first meeting of the season.
And last season, how about the jump to true stardom that Jokic was able to make? There was a stretch where every game he just looked more and more incredible. Truly gave this team, I think, a franchise player in the blink of an eye.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Jang, he's checked in for Gibson. Muhammad comes in for Wiggins. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for Jimmy Butler. And Tyus Jones subbed in for Jeff Teague. The Nuggets leading by 6. And for so many fans, Greg, of Jokic, it wasn't a surprise to see his play blossom last season.
And boy, did he. Jokic is so skilled for a big man, having played point guard growing up. Still very young and looks to be a star for a long time.
Here's Crawford following the basket by Mason Plumlee. They set the pick. Jones kicks to Crawford. Towns sets the pick for Crawford. With the floater, basket good. Crawford's got his second bucket of the night.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
Nuggets have gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. Nelson with it. Screen by Fareed. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Nelson's got the lead, back up to 8 now for the Nuggets.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Well, he went all in there. He embraces the challenge and somehow finishes with the layup.
Now here's Muhammad. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. Banked in off the glass. Muhammad's got 5.
It's a big part of Shabazz Muhammad's game. He's unafraid of contact. You get the sense sometimes he relishes it.
In the corner, Murray with it. Now Nelson. Fareed, a screen on Jones. Nelson, the pass to Fareed, and the rejection by Jang.
Oh, the 7'3" wingspan erases that shot. Nice by Gorgui Dieng.
Towns sets the pick for Jones. Kicks to Towns. Over Plumlee, and it's sent back by Plumlee. There's 1:38 left in the third. Plumlee with the screen. Here's Barton. And Jones pulls it down.
Yeah, coming off that screen, wide open, just can't convert.
I think, Greg, that's exactly what you want. The screen was solid. The execution just fell a little bit short on the shot.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, analytics has taken over the NBA, but Minnesota coach and president of basketball operations Tom Thibodeau says it doesn't tell you everything. He said analytics can measure a lot of things, but it's very difficult to measure drive. The magic is in the work. Kevin?
And Tom Thibodeau makes a good point, D.A. Analytics is certainly helpful, but it doesn't capture everything. And here's Jones following the 3 from Will Barton. Towns, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Well, such work ethic. Towns brutal on the offensive glass.
And a good opportunity here to go 2 for 1.
Let's see what they do here, Greg, right? Because you know they want to get a couple of possessions out of the time left.
Now here's Barton. He's usually able to provide some lift to his team, averaging 6 points a game.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Some changes for Minnesota. Andrew Wiggins checked in for Muhammad. Butler comes in for Jamal Crawford. And it's Teague in for Jones. The Nuggets also changing it up. Randall comes in for Plumlee. And Thabo Sefolosha subbed in for Nelson.
And the confidence from Murray, just so efficient from the interior.
Wiggins kicks to Butler. Towns sets the pick for Butler. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Butler's got 4 points now in the quarter.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And here is Murray. He has 6. Fareed dishes to Randall. Over Jang. Here's Fareed. The layup off target. The third quarter comes to a close. Denver on top, leading by 7. And we'll get it going after this from the Target Center. Now let's hear what Coach Tom Thibodeau was reviewing with his team in the huddle.
Defensively, make sure we're all getting rebounded. No second shot. In transition, everyone talking. No open threes in transition.
And Tom Thibodeau wanted his team to pay particular attention to certain areas of their defense.
Yeah, taking care of the defensive boards, allowing no easy baskets on the fast break. These are key elements in terms of you having success.
Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play getting started. Butler teams with Wiggins as the deadly wing duo. Taj Gibson is out there with Zhang, and it's Teague in at the point. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Murray, good.
You gotta feel comfortable when Murray is working the pick and roll. His shooting, speed, and passing all are next level.
Now here's Teague. Zhang, a screen. Wants to get it to Butler and does. Shoots over Covington. Butler, no good. The Nuggets leading by 7. Murray kicks to Randall. Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. And Gibson sends it back.
Boy, Gibson's so good at timing these rejections. Twice on the pipes from Taj.
Three-pointer, Butler, and it goes out of bounds. That one off Covington. A different look for Denver. Paul Millsap's checked in for Randall, and it's Gary Harris in for Thabo Sefolosha. Here's Teague. Pass to Butler. Gibson with the screen on Harris. And once again off the mark by Minnesota.
Well, they've been playing some tough defense on him in this period, and it's starting to affect him. This guy's having trouble finding the target right now.
Now here's Murray. Millsap passes to Jokic. Count it, good. And now a 9-point Denver lead.
I love how he establishes his post position inside before he converts.
Teague hits to Wiggins. Shoots over Covington. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. Now, here's Jokic. Covington setting the pick for Jokic. Over Zhang. Another miss by Jokic.
Well, the defense harassing him every step of the way makes that a really tough look.
Got a hand on it. Gibson against Millsap. Covington wide open. He fires. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Teague dishes to Butler. He feeds it to Wiggins. Gibson with the screen on Covington. Shot clock at 5. Wiggins, and the shot falls short this time.
Boy, the way he's been going, he is not going to be the guy to turn this around.
Murray kicks to Millsap. Over Gibson, and that one's good. Millsap. And the Nuggets lead by 11. Doris, we're always talking about players developing their skill sets. What do you think is the hardest skill to develop as a broadcaster?
I think for me, the hardest skill to learn was to learn how to relax, to have fun, to not be anything but your most authentic self, because I think the viewer picks up on it if you're forcing things, if you're trying to be another broadcaster that perhaps you like to emulate. So I'd say that was the hardest thing.
I always say broadcasting a basketball game is like a running conversation between two people, because there's so much scoring, and the rhythm and the flow of the game just lend itself to that.
At its best, you're 100% correct.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, during the break, I heard Tom Thibodeau as he talked with the team. He got on him. He said he's got to see more intensity. He said we've put ourselves in this hole, and we've got to work our way out of it. Show me you've got what it takes, guys.
Their interior has been inferior defensively. It has got to tighten up.
Teague, the pass to Butler, feeds it to Wiggins. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
And out of rhythm offensively, but he continues to work at it.
Well, you can see he's sputtering a bit, but he's trying to get going. I do like that he's continuing to be aggressive.
Now, here's Jokic. And the rejection by Jang. Here's Teague. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Butler's got 3 assists in the game.
Yeah, and that's just Butler staying alert, right? He keeps his eyes up. He's willing to make the extra pass. This guy understands the game.
Here's Harris. Covington kicks to Millsap. Millsap a screen. Here's Jokic. Another miss by Jokic.
And a surprise he doesn't knock that down. Defense a little too lax that time.
T dishes to Butler. He kicks it to Wiggins. A fadeaway. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. Jokic has got 6 rebounds in the game. Here's Covington. The dish to Murray. 1:02 left in the fourth. Passes it to Millsap. Gibson with the steal. To the inside. Got a piece of it. That'll be Minnesota as it goes out of bounds. Timberwolves retain possession. Towns, he's checked in for Jang. There's 53 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Yep, it counts.
Well, I really like how active Jeff Teague is staying on the offensive end of the floor. He positions himself well off the screen.
Dishes it to Covington. Jokic a screen. Covington passes to Harris. Shot clock at 6. And another miss by Denver. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Teague for 3. Kicks it out to Gibson. Butler from outside. And it's Denver with the rebound. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Now here's Murray. T right on him. So the Nuggets win it. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much. Jameer, how did you guys win this game?
Collective effort. I mean, we did things together defensively first and foremost, and offensively, we have enough guys to score the ball, and guys are playing together and trusting one another, and that's the big thing for us going forward.
Looked like things were really rolling out there, Jameer. Thanks again. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.